Hello and welcome to this section. In this section, I will be taking you on a smooth ride on functions. Functions in PHP. Quite a very important feature that you need to understand when building applications, when doing anything web and programming related. Now, the function is a block of statements that can be used repeatedly in a given program. Now, basically, when we talk about function, we are talking about trying to, building a particular task and then bringing that task that you've compiled, that code you've written, bringing it into a function and calling it into different maybe pages or different aspect of your code where you require that particular task or program. So you have basically, okay, let me take it this route. You have like 10 pages and you have a particular program that you want on those 10 pages. Then instead, okay, without the function, it will require you to write the program, then copy and paste those programs on the 10 different pages. But with the function, you won't have to actually copy and paste those programs on the 10 different pages. What you just have to do is to declare the function, then inside the function write the task, write the program, then call that function on the 10 different pages. So you have it written in a page and it's transmitting, you have it transmitted on 10 different pages. So you reduce a lot of labor for us. So that's what the function is all about. It's a very powerful tool that every developer, every programmer, PHP developer, whatever developer you are, should always exploit when building applications. Now let's move on to what we have to do. So let's come back to our code. I'm just going to make this pretty simple. So we'll open a new file. So function.php. Alright. So I'm just going to have this here. Okay, so I have my PHP syntax written right here. Alright, then now let's move on to what we have to do. So basically, I'm just going to create a function straight away. I believe the explanation I made, I just gave to you, should make you understand what we are actually doing. So I'm just going to create a function. So I have function. Okay, so this is a reserved word in PHP. So first of all, you have to create the function reserved word. Then you have to get a name. Alright, so just say, let's just use say something. Now this will be the function name. Then after creating a name, put a parenthesis at the front, then put a curly brace, just the way you have it when we are doing if statement. But this is more it's quite more to it, more, this is far much bigger than an if statement. Alright, now inside the block, so we have this opening and closing, that's the block. So inside this block is where the tags are going to be written. So I'm just going to put down something. So I have echo hello student. Okay, just I hope you are enjoying this class. Alright, now we have something written like this. Make sure you put a semicolon on at the end of the expression. Okay, so we have the tags compiled inside the function. Now let's come down here. So after creating your tags, your program, or whatever it is that you have inside of your function, then you go underneath and you're going to create a caller. So every function must have what we call a function caller. So what is this function caller actually doing? Now, before we move on, let's go down to our browser and let's check that out. So we have localhost PHP class. Then let's go down to function.php. Alright, so we see that nothing actually comes up. Okay, now this is the page. This is what we have here. We have the function and we have a tax inside of it. But if we look down to the browser, nothing is actually coming out because we've not actually called this function. Now, a function that is declared without a function caller, the tax or the program that is written inside the function will not actually come up. Okay, it will not show forth. So what we're going to do is to get a function caller. So this is a function caller, just the name with a parenthesis, then you put a semicolon at the end. Now with this, we have our function ready to bring out the tags that we have inside of it. So I'm just going to reload. So okay, so you see that we have this written here. Hello student, I hope you're enjoying this class. So this is just what we have here with a function. Very easy to manipulate. Okay, and there's something about the function that you need to understand. This function is actually very powerful too. So let me just show you something we can actually achieve with this function also. So I'm just gonna have another function. So I'm just gonna call it calculate. Oh, let's put the alright, that's let's put the parentheses there. I'm just gonna have here echo 2354 plus 443. Just a random number. I'm just trying to show something you can actually achieve with this. Alright, calculate. Alright, okay, now I'm just going to create another function again. Alright, wait, before we do that, let me take this off, create another function. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it here and give the name of this, give this another name. So just call this init, and I take this off. Then calculate, I'm gonna have calculate here. So I'm trying to call that the calculate function inside of the init function. Also, I'm taking what we have, the caller of the say something, inside the init function. Alright, so right inside this init function we have the calculate function, and we have the say something function right here. So let's go check what we have there. Okay, so nothing actually comes up, but let's try invoking the init. Okay, so I'm just going to call the init. So right here is going to bring up what we have right inside the two functions that we have there. Okay, so I'm just going to come down here, echo a break. So we have BR right inside there, put a semicolon at the end, and let's do that again. Alright, so we have the 677, then we have the hello student. So what is really happening here is that I'm showing you that we can actually call and declare a function and call it inside of another function. Alright, so that's just the amazing thing about the function. You know, it's a powerful tool, and what you really need to know is that this particular function, every one of the functions that we created here, we can create separate pages and call these functions on the different pages that we want the tags in this function to appear in. So that's just the wonderful thing about functions. It's a very powerful tool in programming. Every programming language have functions right there. Even PHP, you know, C++, JavaScript, every programming language has function. So it's a very powerful tool, and when you get hold of it, you exploit the advantage of using functions in your project. Alright, so that's it about this function. Alright, then let's move on to the next thing we have in this lecture. I believe you have a good understanding of what a function can achieve, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye for now.